In today's video, I'm going to show you 3 GPP routines to finish off a strength training session in the gym, because fitness is not all about big muscles. What? And if you stick till the end, I'll give you a little bonus. Roll it. Yo, what's a crack, my happy face pullers, your personal trainer T-Talks, changing people's lives for the better through strength and fitness. Today I'm going to share the GPP structure I deploy when I'm done with heavy lifting in the gym. You're sure to break a sweat with the following conditioning work and get your heart rate up good, real good. Smash the like button to support whatever the heck I'm doing here on YouTube, nobody knows, and let's jump right into it. So, who is this video for? This is for people with a bare minimum level of strength and some experience working out recreationally. This is also for folks interested in adding work that will improve their muscular endurance and cardiovascular capacity without having to do any running. This is also for individuals who are currently on a caloric surplus but they don't want to get fat. This is also for people who train the bench press quite regularly and need to add more movement patterns to promote shoulder health. This video could also be helpful for people who primarily focus on strength training in the gym, but they want to add some light metabolic conditioning in order to improve their health in general and their recovery capacity in particular. As you're about to see, I like to keep things stupid simple. I usually alternate 2 different movements. The first one is more intense and the second one let the athlete recover without having to stop altogether. You could adjust the duration of these routines by adding more rounds, but I personally like to keep my GPP around the 10 to 15 minute mark. You could do more or less depending on your fitness level and specific goals. It's all good in the hood. Let's go! It doesn't get more straightforward than this. 2 bodyweight movements, 1 obstacle. Burpees are a full body exercise that utilizes many muscle groups all at once. It also teaches you to move efficiently and explosively as you need to get up from the floor quickly. The number scheme I'm demonstrating here is a 10 burpee set followed by 20 step-ups over the box with alternating legs. On the one hand, burpees are meant to tax your cardiovascular system and muscular endurance. On the other, step-ups will test 2 things in particular: how fast you can recover from the burpee set and how well you coordinate and breathe as you get fatigued. Based on my experience, untrained individuals would find really difficult to alternate legs while breathing hard. So pay attention to that. Whatever formula you decide to go for, you have to do 2 step-ups for each burpee. Let's say that the first time you try this routine, you perform only 6 burpees followed by 12 step-ups. That's no problem at all. The key is that you never stop moving. Just work your way through until the time is up or you reach a target number of rounds. The 3 variables you can tweak in this routine are the number of reps, the number of sets, and the height of the obstacle you have to clear. The higher, the harder. This isn't a fancy routine that requires high skill movements. This is one of those times where you put your head down and get to work. Simple, effective, scalable, and easy to remember. That's just beauty and fitness right there. The second GPP routine will require for you to use external weights. The goal here is to overload a vertical pressing movement with a full body exercise that requires both coordination and explosiveness. All the street work should have already been done by now during the resistance training part of your workout. Here I'm getting through 15 push press with a set of fairly heavy dumbbells. Once I'm done with the weights, I turn around to travel a set distance by doing bodyweight lunges. Similar to the previous routine, I'm using a less intense exercise that primarily targets the lower body to recover from the more strenuous work of the first movement. Again, this is meant to test how fast you can recover from the push press and how well you coordinate and balance your body in the sagittal plane. All this while lactic acid is building up in your legs 1 step at a time. The push press is meant to tax your shoulders. In terms of intensity, I would recommend picking a weight that is heavy enough to force you to break down at least the last round of this routine. If you're able to complete the push press part of this workout unbroken, well, perhaps you should up the weight a little bit. The distance I'm covering with lunges only allows me to rest for 60 seconds, which is a happy middle ground, I'd say. Enough time for my shoulders to get a quick breather, but not long enough for me to recover entirely from the previous set. 2 things to keep in mind when it comes to lunges. First, as your shoulders get more fatigued throughout this routine, you'll start relying more on your lower body to get the dumbbells over your head. That means that the contribution of your quadriceps will gradually increase as time goes by. So, the seemingly easy lunges at the start will be chipping away at you and your soul, slowly but surely. And second, this routine, and the previous one for that matter, are two examples on how to squeeze in unilateral leg work. Many people working out in the gym focus entirely on bilateral movements like the squats, which is great, but you don't want to completely disregard single leg exercises. We tick that little box with the first and second routines of this video. The third and last routine includes my favorite machine in the gym, the rower. This apparatus allows you to train the entire body while you do a horizontal pull with elbow flexion. Moreover, this is an excellent option for those of you who have to avoid high-impact stimulus on your lower body due to chronic pain or injury. You'll get your heart rate up in no time. Push with your legs and then pull with your upper body. I truly like pairing the rower with push-ups. I already featured a very similar combo in past videos. The only distinction worth noticing is that I'm placing 3 plates next to the rower to add a little bit of range of motion to my push-ups. That way I can go deeper and get a better stretch in my pectoralis as I allowed further horizontal abduction to occur at the shoulder joint. Here you see me perform 20 calories on the rower followed by 15 deficit push-ups. Again, you can modify the variables to adjust this routine to your level. If you go for the classic push-up, great, it's a bit easier but still very effective. A warning for you, the viewer, the upper body pump is about to get real. You'll be walking away as if you were carrying 2 tellies under your arms. That's what I'm talking about. As promised, I'm going to give you a little bonus for those devoted viewers who have made it all the way to this point in the video. I'm going to show you a version B of this routine, and I'm also going to explain to you why the work I'm featuring today could ensure longevity for those of you who bench press regularly. The version B is performed with external weights. The rowing doesn't change, but instead of going down to the floor to do a bunch of push-ups, I grab a barbell to perform thrusters. Although both push-ups and thrusters are great at stimulating the muscles responsible for pressing movements, the thrusters put extra emphasis on the clavicular head of the pectoralis, the long head of the triceps, and does a better job at hitting the 3 heads of the deltoids. The thruster is a combination of 2 movements, a front squat and a push press. Does the latter sound familiar? Exactly, the top part of a thruster is essentially the same movement I featured in routine number 2. You see, 2020 has been the year where I've gotten quite serious about improving my bench press. This exercise is great to develop the anterior side of the shoulder, but fails to target the muscles on the posterior side. So to make sure that I don't create any imbalance, I almost always include an overhead press of some kind into my GPP. As you prioritize one lift, other movement patterns might not get the same training frequency and stimulus. This little trick could help you avoid turning into an anterior dominance bro in the gym. I bench press. But I still have one more jam for you. Although the push-up is commonly known as the bodyweight version of the bench press because both movements overload horizontal pressing, the bench press does not allow for the scapular complex to move freely as the push-up does. The setup in the bench press forces the lifter to get locked in a scapular retraction position. So, unless the athlete is aware of this, he or she is very likely to neglect horizontal pressing with scapular protraction. In the long run, you don't want to neglect a function of the scapular muscle group altogether, nor do you want to prevent your serratus anterior from contributing in horizontal pressing. If you subscribe to my channel and watch my videos, you're definitely going to address all these little holes that oftentimes get neglected. Everyone is obsessed about increasing their bench press, but no one seems to care about overall shoulder stability strength. which is key for many people to keep benching for years. That's why I always find a way to include both vertical pressing movements as well as push-ups in pretty much all my conditioning routines. Alright, that's all for today. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you found a ton of value in this video. If you learned something new, and if you want to show me some appreciation, it'd be awesome if you could drop me a like. If you don't want to miss any upcoming videos, make sure to subscribe to the channel and click on the bell to get notified when I release new content. I gotta go eat. In the meantime, stay fit, stay strong, give me a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more